Collaboration is the key to success. Hey guys, it's Dan Greer. I'm coming at you today from beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. And the one thing I want to talk to you a little bit about today is how collaboration is the key to success. One of the things that I've really learned, and one of the things that's really helped me scale myself personally as a leader, scale my business, is collaboration. When I collaborate with other people, I win. And actually, I didn't realize I was doing this, but when I first started my business, I was collaborating with workforce centers to educate people. They would bring people into a room, we would fill the room up, and then you know what would happen? We would get customers out of it because we collaborated with them to fill the room up, and then we would educate the customers on DOT compliance, and they were like, oh man, we're not doing this right. Companies have been around for a long time, okay? So we would collaborate with people. And so what I want to do is I want to encourage you as a leader to collaborate with everybody else. Because here's the thing, when you collaborate with other people, you know what happens? You win, you grow. It's the way it works, right? Collaborating is what happens. Right now, T-Mobile has collaborated with Starlink to offer T satellite, right? And you can get data on a T-Mobile device pretty much anywhere in the nation. I'm not sure how good it works, but hey, I'm not here to judge that right now. I'm here to say they collaborated, and it actually has caused a lot of people to go over to that platform. Leave some of the other platforms that have been around for a lot longer, right? It's a great collaboration. When you collaborate with businesses that have been in the area for a little while, you know what happens? You get their validity up front. When you and they get you bringing in new expertise to their world. So they get the loveliness of bringing an expert to their people to train them, and you get the opportunity to educate their customers. Now, when you collaborate with somebody, though, you should not take that lightly. And here's what I mean by you shouldn't take it lightly, is because all too often when people want to collaborate with me, I'm very, very standoffish. Now, here's why I'm standoffish, because I've collaborated with so many people that some people just want a free ride. They want to collaborate with me so they can have my people. They want to collaborate with me so they can have my expertise. They want to collaborate with me for a reason that's not a healthy reason. Okay? Listen to that one more time. They want to collaborate with me for a reason that's not a healthy reason. And so I've got to be on my guard against that, because I've collaborated with people who've taken advantage of me, who've used me. So when you collaborate with somebody, you need to make sure that you're not using them. You want to make sure you're over-delivering to them. Because here's the thing. You don't want one-time collaboration. You want a lifetime collaboration. My goal is when I collaborate with somebody is not to do something one time. Hey, let me come to you. Let's use your shop. You bring in all your customers. We'll do a DOT compliance seminar for a half a day. And their customers are like, this guy sucked. He just talked about the same. He was worse than a cop. He was boring. He was lame, right? Or you going to do CDL training for somebody. You're going to do training for them, and you don't over-deliver. You under-deliver. Half their people don't pass the test. You don't give them what they need at the end of it. They don't know where they stand. They're not able to actually get there. That is not a good collaboration, right? You see what I'm saying? When you're the person who's trying to collaborate with somebody else, you need to be willing to over-deliver. You need to be willing to get in there and give more than what you're going to get out of it. And you need to figure out what that is. Because if you can't give more than what you get out of it, then guess what? You can't win. You can't win. You have to be willing to give more than what you're going to get out of it. Because if you don't give more, if you don't over-deliver, they're not going to invite you back. They're not going to ask you to come back in, and you've lost all of that trust that you've earned. And I want you to realize that you've lost all of that trust that you've earned. Because the truth is, getting trust the first time is not as hard as getting it the second time after you've broken it. I trust a lot of people to begin with. I really do. I truly do. But when it comes down to it, if they've broken my trust, guess what happens? It takes me a lot more to trust them. They have to work 10 times as hard. They have to hustle 5 times more than what they did to begin with, because guess what? I'm not going to trust them again. They've broken my trust. I gave them an opportunity. I gave them a chance. They broke it. Why would I continue to work with them? Why would I continue to want to do that if they broke my trust? And so as a forged member, as a forged community member, you need to carry that with honor. You need to get out there and collaborate with people and serve them. But before you collaborate with them, I want you to think about how you're going to serve them. Because if you can't think about how you're going to serve them, then guess what? You shouldn't be serving them at all. You shouldn't even be there. You should have brought up the collaboration. All right, guys. Enjoy. We'll chat with you later.